So a while back I did a review of the Schrade old-timer Bowie knife, and I said that it was a bit of a lemon, and I did some modifications to it, and now it's nice and sharp and it looks nice, but I'm still curious, since it was a lemon in the first place, just how much it can actually take. So I'm gonna kind of beat the crap out of this a little bit and see what it can do. Now, I don't recommend you do this with your knives. I'm just gonna beat on this to see what it can handle. If I break it, I break it, and if not, cool. But let's see what the Schrade old-timer Bowie knife can handle. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to test the sharpness of this blade before I do anything, because I did have to sharpen it quite a bit to get a good edge on it. And I got this old wooden stake here, and we're going to see just how sharp this is first of all. I know this blade is extremely sharp, so this must be some extremely tough wood. I'm not really sure, but it is really hard to carve with this knife. It's very awkward, and yeah, I don't like it for that at all. I mean, it can do that. It's just, for something like that, this knife really sucks. So let's try batoning through this. So for batoning, I'm going to use the same wood, and for my baton stick, since I don't have anything, I got this little mallet here. I'm not going to use a hammerhead, I'm going to use the handle, so let's see how well this works. And sorry if this is in the way. That was pretty easy, let's try one more. So far, for shaving wood, trying to get some tinder, this knife sucks. It is extremely sharp, and I can't believe it's not cut through that. Maybe like a stick would work better, but it's just really awkward to try to use this one for carving and shaving. But it batoned really well, and so far, the blade is still holding up quite well. So now let's go try to chop something with it. So, as many of you have probably seen in my videos before, we have this old barn here that fell a couple years back, and that's very expensive to get rid of it. That's why it's still here. But it works out for my advantage because we got these old barn beams, and I'm basically just going to do some chopping on this and see how this holds up. And if you saw the video of me testing a mossy oak wood Bowie knife on this same beam, you'll know that that chipped that blade. So let's see how well this works. Jesus Christ. So the blade is actually just fine. There's no chips, there's no rolls or anything. But damn, this handle hurts. It is not made for chopping. I mean, it was going right into it. It was doing really well, but getting a lot of hot spots in this handle, and it just doesn't feel well. But I got one more kind of stupid test for this. And again, don't do this yourself. This is just me trying to see how much this can hold, but yeah, let's try one more thing. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw this knife, and I don't recommend people throwing knives that aren't meant to be throwing knives, but what the hell? Look at this dog here. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to throw... He's doing it again. That's quite distracting, actually, so I'm going to throw this knife at this tree and hope I don't pay attention to the dog here and lose my knife, but Let's see how well this holds up. Now, I'm in no way a professional knife thrower, and usually when I throw knives I suck, but this one actually seems to throw quite well, and it's stuck in there perfectly. So I think I'm going to throw it 1 or 2 more times and see how well it does. Good. So my initial plan was to just beat the crap out of this until I break it. And it did have some problems carving. I'm not even going to attempt to do that again because that actually hurt my fingers trying to do that. And it does have some hot spots in the handle when chopping. I do think I'm going to put a different handle on here at some point. And I was just going to beat this till I broke it. But kind of starting to like it now. I think if I wear gloves while chopping, it won't hurt so bad. Plus, different handle probably help with that. It's a hell of a thrower, I'll say that much. I didn't expect that at all. And it batoned quite well, and the edge is still perfect, still sharp. And I'm actually quite surprised because this thing was a piece of absolute crap when I got it. And it took a lot of work, but now it's a decent working knife. And if anything else, I mean, I might just use this for a throwing knife, even though it ain't meant for one, but you never know. So instead of making a whole series of beating on this until I break it, I think I'm just going to accept it for what it is and use it. So that change of plans, but yeah. So that is me testing out the Schrade Old Timer Bowie knife. It's surprisingly better than I expected. It held up better than I thought. It sucks for fine tasks, that's for sure. But it's no small knife, so it don't do small things, I guess. But for big stuff, throwing, chopping, batoning, it'll do. It might hurt your hand a little, but still, it'll do. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and anything else you want to add, let me know in the comments down below.